On paper, it should be no contest. On one side, a 20-room boutique hotel run by one family. On the other, Marriott and Hilton, giants with thousands of properties, hundreds of millions of loyalty members, and marketing budgets bigger than the little hotel will earn in a lifetime. And yet the small ones not only survive, they often charge more per night and keep their rooms fuller. Here is how the minnow beats the whale. First, be honest about how lopsided it is. The big chains have three enormous weapons. 1. Distribution. When you search for a hotel, their brands dominate the results and the booking sites. 2. Loyalty. Hundreds of millions of people collect their points and will pick a mediocre branded hotel just to keep the streak alive. 3. Capital. They can absorb a bad year, refinance, and outspend anyone on advertising. A single boutique hotel has none of that. No global call center, no points empire, no war chest. By every measure of raw scale, it should be crushed. And the fascinating part is that it usually is not, because scale, it turns out, is not the only thing that sells a hotel room. The chain is optimized to be the same everywhere, and that consistency is genuinely valuable. A traveler in a strange city knows exactly what a branded room will look like, what the bed will feel like, what time breakfast ends. But sameness is also the weakness, because the very thing that makes a chain reliable makes it forgettable. Nobody comes home from a trip and tells a story about the mid-range branded hotel by the airport. They tell stories about the little place with the courtyard and the owner who remembered their anniversary. Start with the thing that surprises people most. Boutique hotels do not compete by being cheaper. They compete by being more expensive and getting away with it. The average hotel in America runs a nightly rate of around $160 and earns roughly $100 per available room once you account for empty nights. Boutique hotels sit well above that, averaging closer to $220 a night and around $143 per available room. So the tiny independent is charging a 40% premium over the industry average and still filling its rooms. Why will people pay more to skip the chain? Because a boutique room does not feel like a product off a shelf. It feels like a place with a story, a design, a neighborhood, a personality that no 4,000-room brand can fake. That feeling is the entire business model, and people pay real money for it. And the premium is not just vanity. A higher nightly rate on the same number of rooms drops almost straight to the bottom line, because the biggest costs, the building and the core staff, are the same whether the room sells for $160 or $220. Charge 40% more for a room that costs you roughly the same to clean and turn over. And you have built a small, quiet money machine that the volume-driven chain, chasing occupancy at thinner rates, simply cannot match room for room. Now the secret weapon, and it is the exact thing the giants cannot copy: speed. A boutique hotel can change its mind before breakfast. See a big event coming to town and the owner raises rates that morning. Notice a quiet week and they build a special package by lunch. Spot a trend on social media and they are posting about it that afternoon. A chain cannot do any of that. Every rate change, every promotion, every message has to climb through layers of regional managers, brand standards, and corporate approval before anything happens. By the time the giant reacts, the boutique has already moved 3 times. In a market where guests book direct from a phone in seconds, that agility is not a small edge. It is often the whole game. The big brand is a supertanker, the boutique is a speedboat, and the water is getting choppier every year. Then there is the human weapon, and this is where the boutique quietly wins the war for repeat guests. The chains fight on points. Stay 10 nights, earn a free one, climb a tier, collect a status you will use to justify the next booking. It is powerful, but it is cold, and it is identical for everyone. The boutique fights on something the algorithm cannot mass-produce, on being remembered. A message before you arrive asking if you would like the quiet room at the back again. Your preferred coffee already in the room. The upgrade handed over with a smile because the owner recognized your name, not because a system calculated your tier. Studies of guest behavior keep finding the same thing. Personal touches drive repeat bookings harder than points do, and repeat guests, the ones who come back and tell their friends, are the most profitable customers any hotel can have. The chain knows your number. The boutique knows your name, and it turns out your name is worth more. Of course, the giants are not standing still. They have noticed that travelers increasingly want character, so they are trying to buy it. Hilton folded more than 500 small luxury hotels into its rewards program, so you can now spend chain points on a 17th-century villa in Tuscany. Marriott and the others have built their own collections of design-led and lifestyle brands to look less corporate. And independents have hit back with collective loyalty schemes, banding together so a stay at one indie earns perks across hundreds of others, giving guests the rewards of a big program while every hotel keeps its own soul. So the battle line has shifted. It is no longer simply big versus small. It is sameness versus character, and the whole industry is quietly racing toward the thing the boutiques had all along. The small hotel's real advantage was never its size. It was that it felt like somewhere, and in a world of identical rooms, somewhere is exactly what people will pay to find. So the 20-room hotel beats the giant not by being bigger, but by being unforgettable, faster, and more human. In hospitality, scale gets you found. Character is what gets you paid. Follow for more on how hospitality actually makes its money.